Se7en was directed by David Fincher and it stars Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt as two detectives, William Somerset and David Mills, who are on the trail of a sadistic killer who is murdering people based upon the 7 deadly sins in the Bible. As always guys, thank you for supporting this channel. Keep on supporting. Hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit that alarm bell as well so you can get notifications from me when my videos are going to be uploaded, and help give this video a like as well. Every now and again, there will come along a film that will redefine the genre and will set a new standard for filmmaking and standards in that particular genre. Se7en is one of those films. At the time, Se7en polarized critics. There were some who thought it was too gory, too bleak, too depressing with its ending, and then there were some who thought it was an incredibly intelligent thriller with great writing, great performances and great direction. Time has been very, very kind to Se7en, and critics and fans have unanimously agreed that Se7en is beyond a shadow of a doubt one of the greatest films ever made and one of the greatest films to be in the serial killer genre. David Fincher is one of the best directors around. He's given us acclaimed films such as Fight Club, Zodiac, The Social Network, my own personal favourite, Gone Girl. But at the time, David Fincher was a music director. He directed one of my favourite music videos, Michael Jackson's Who Is It? And his film debut was Aliens 3. The experience for David Fincher wasn't a great one. There was studio involvement, unrealistic deadlines, and the film underperformed at the box office, and David Fincher went on record as saying that he would rather get colon cancer than direct another film because the experience on that film was not that great. And in later interviews, he has actually disowned Alien 3 as being in his filmography. He said that he has hated the film then and still hated the film now. And when the late great film producer Arnold Copelson gave Fincher the script for Se7en, and Arnold Copelson was one of the greatest film producers around. He won an Academy Award for Platoon. He gave us hits such as The Fugitive, Falling Down, Outbreak. He gave this script to David Fincher and he said, listen, you can direct this film, I'll give you the creative control to direct the film that you want. And wow, what a gift. Because Se7en is beyond a shadow of a doubt David Fincher's darkest and most gruesome film to date. David Fincher is a director that doesn't hold back. It is a film that is gritty, that is tense, and unlike other serial killer films, this film focuses more on character and the motives behind a character rather than the violence and the killings. This is a very, very, very slow burning film. And it doesn't drag in any way, shape or form. And it is a film that keeps you gripped from the get-go. And it has lost none of its power to shock or to scare. What was so interesting was the character in the film, the city that they live in. Nobody knows the name of it. All we know is that it is crime-ridden, it is depraved, it rains consistently, and there are a lot of people who don't like it and want to leave. And the nighttime effects, the shadowy gloom and doom of the city. David Fincher applied a really, really good technique called bleach bypassing, in which when he was filming, he would take out some of the silver from the film. So when it came to filming the nighttime scenes, it gave it a more shadowy and more darker look. The city borders on almost the Gothic, and you can tell that they drew inspiration from such films as The Crow and Batman in terms of the set pieces and in terms of how Gothic and how brutal the city actually looks. There are several stars in the film. Great direction from David Fincher, but people tend to overshadow the writer. And Andrew Kevin Walker, who wrote the film, gave us a very, very intelligent film with intelligent writing and intelligent observations on human behavior. And that is the ongoing theme throughout this film. Whilst it is shocking in terms of the death scenes, it is the rationale behind why somebody would do something like that that could cause a social debate. And that is something that sets Se7en apart from other serial killer films. This put this film in a whole new category of its own. The performances, Morgan Freeman as William Somerset. Morgan Freeman is one of the most dignified and most classically trained actors that we have. That unmistakable voice, his dignity, his charm, how he carries himself on the screen. He was brilliant as William Somerset, and it was his performance that was the high point for me. He was not the first choice to play this role. And when he was offered it, people thought, okay, he would turn it down, but in fact, he jumped at it. And as the stoic but faithful and optimistic William Somerset who wants to leave the town but still see some type of hope in humanity, I thought that was a really, really brilliant character that he played, and it was a brilliant performance, as always. Brad Pitt as David Mills. What was interesting was Denzel Washington was originally cast to play David Mills. And when he was handed the script, he said it was too dark for him to play. And it's a shame because two black actors in a film of this genre, you don't usually see. And I think it would have done wonders for black cinema and black filmmaking to have these two in the same role together in such a film. And it would have been interesting to see what Denzel would have brought to his role as David Mills. Denzel has gone on record to say that this is one of his biggest career regrets that he didn't take the role of David Mills. Brad Pitt took on this role to take on something more gritty because he wanted to get away from the pretty boy image that he'd been labelled with after starring in Legends of the Fall. And Brad Pitt gave a really, really good performance as the hot-headed David Mills. Certain scenes in the film I thought were a bit over-exaggerated. I could have been a bit more somber and a little bit more relaxed. But he was good, and Brad Pitt has established himself to be a very, very good actor. We saw his performance in 12 Monkeys. And then there's other further performances in such films as Ad Astra, which was a brilliant performance. And again, his acclaimed performance in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which earned him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Se7en also has a great supporting cast. From a then young unknown Gwyneth Paltrow to the late great R. Lee Emery to John C. McGinley. What was a pleasant surprise for me was the serial killer, and I won't spoil it for you, but how they introduced that person to play that role was brilliant. While Se7en has a lot of stars in this film and a lot of high points, it is the gruesome death scenes that are the most harrowing that you will have seen in film and which are the star of the film. And this is another thing that sets Se7en apart from other films that have come before it and that have come after it. You don't actually see the actual deaths. You see the aftermath of those deaths. And that is what leaves you with your jaw to the floor. And there are still some scenes that will make you jump, that will have you holding your hands up like this so you don't get scared. The sloth scene, the lust scene. Wow. It will still shock you. And if you've got bowel problems, just watch the sloth scene. I guarantee you, your bowels will open up like that. Se7en isn't an action film, but there is a really, really great chase sequence in the film. And each and every kill builds up to one of the greatest gut-wrenching climaxes in a film that you will have ever seen. New Line at the time didn't like the ending for Se7en. They wanted to change it. But both Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman had said that if you change the ending in any way, shape or form, we walk away. And what an ending. And it connects the dots perfectly. Howard Shore is a brilliant composer. And the music that he's composed for this film matches the themes of the film and the actual tone of Se7en in general, which is it is dark, it is bleak, and it is very, very gritty. And some of the musical compositions in that film complement that style perfectly. Se7en, 25 years on, that film pushed the envelope. It set a new standard for filmmaking and what a serial killer thriller should be. Nothing that has come after Se7en has matched it since. It is one of the best films of 1995. It was one of the most impactful films of 1995, brilliantly directed, and just a really great film with great performances, great writing, and a great insight into human behavior. So this film easily gets another 10 out of 10 for me. So guys, that's my review. Thanks as always for watching. As always guys, hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit that alarm bell as well so you can get notifications from me when my videos are going to be uploaded. Give this video a like as well. If you're a video game fanatic, as always, follow my boy Joe Cobra, the Joe Cobra YouTube gaming channel. Brilliant at what he does, and he's only just getting started. Follow the excellent actress Alicia Myton. Leave your comment with what is your favourite serial killer film or what was your favourite scene from Se7en. I will see you all in the next film review. Take care.